Hi, everyone. First off, I want to take a moment to thank our entire staff team and board, as well as this entire community, for the warm embrace I have felt over the past 3 months as I begin this role as President and CEO of your Akron Community Foundation. As I begin my 15th year here at ACF, I am excited and eager to continue leading this organization now and into the future. It has been a very busy summer here at Akron Community Foundation. Our board of directors recently approved nearly $650,000 in civic affairs grants, some of which are focused on strengthening civic engagement, like Unify America, which was awarded a grant to help create a civic assembly made up of Akron-area residents that will use collaborative problem solving and democratic engagement to help address community issues. Akron's assembly will initially tackle the topic of housing, and the program's goals include increasing public trust and reducing polarization among residents, with plans to present the group's findings to city and county leaders.
So in Akron, we're using the Civic Assembly almost as a learning lab, so we can not only do a great event one time, but build the muscle to do these things over and over again as just the way that we solve problems together and more collaboratively.
Also receiving funding in our civic affairs cycle is People Feeding People, which will receive a grant to teach residents about tenant rights and responsibilities through workshops, legal assistance, and printed materials. The program will be part of the organization's weekly grocery distribution events throughout Akron's neighborhoods.
This program seeks to do a lot of political education around tenant rights and responsibilities, a lot of education around our housing crisis, to add some assistance to folks navigating the housing crisis, navigating challenges with their landlord, and then also get people registered to vote. Typically, we have at least 100 people outside ready to receive groceries, ready to be in community, which is a perfect time to be reaching people, perfect time to be having pop-up conversations with individuals, passing out information about the housing crisis, educational information.
Another civic affairs grantee this quarter is the Akron Urban League, which will receive a $30,000 grant to help provide services like workforce development, youth mentorship, entrepreneurship, and reentry support.
The Civic Engagement Grant will go to support our Entrepreneur Empowerment Center anti-recidivism program, where we specifically help returners, and we pay their fines, we pay for expungement, and then we provide mental health treatment. We have an entrepreneur education center, empowerment center, and then finally we have an education program where we do Scholars Academy, summer camp, youth violence prevention programs, and those types of things.
We also want to congratulate the Akron Urban League, who are celebrating their 100-year anniversary in 2025. And speaking of anniversaries, the Cuyahoga Valley National Park this year celebrates 50 years of operation. The Conservancy for Cuyahoga Valley National Park was awarded a civic affairs grant of $45,000 to support educational programs, community partnerships, and public events, along with remediation work at the former Brandywine Golf Course.
We have concerts on the weekend, farmers markets, anything that's going to bring a diversity of experiences. We educate over 10,000 students from the Akron and Cleveland public schools who come into the Environmental Education Center every year for opportunities to be exposed to nature in ways that maybe they wouldn't otherwise.
Another significant milestone this year is the City of Akron's Bicentennial. A civic affairs grant this quarter to the Akron History Center will help support operations of this new history museum on South Main Street, launched in tandem with the Akron Bicentennial celebration. The Akron History Center will help preserve Akron's past through educational exhibits, special events, and resident engagement. In all, $4.4 million was awarded in grants and distributions this past quarter. In other ACF news, we recently held our 2025 annual meeting, where we wrapped up our fiscal year with several accomplishments to share, including the distribution of nearly $17 million in grants back into the community, more than $18 million in contributions, and charitable assets of $316 million. We also introduced our next class of the Institute for Emerging Philanthropists, along with unveiling our new slate of board officers and board members. In addition, ACF hosted a community issue session that focused on strengthening democracy through connection and commitment to help create a more civil community. The session featured panelists from the City of Akron's Public Engagement Office, Unify America, Asia Inc., and the University of Akron's Cummings Center for the History of Psychology. Our Bath Community Fund hosted a recent event celebrating 10 years of helping to enhance and improve the Bath community. Since its inception, Bath Community Fund has invested more than $300,000 to local causes. We're also happy to announce that David and Cheryl Vinarge have been named the 2025 recipients of Akron Community Foundation's Bert A. Polsky Humanitarian Award, which will take place on October 14th. The Vinarges are well known in Greater Akron for both their financial contributions and their volunteerism, including the creation of the Vinarge Family Food Pantry and Resource Center at the Akron-Canton Regional Food Bank. We hope you can join us in honoring the Vinarges. Finally, don't forget to mark your calendars for the Soul of Philanthropy, a nationally touring art exhibit that will be on display at the Akron Art Museum, delving into the rich history and impactful stories of Black philanthropy. The exhibit, an initiative of ACF's Black Giving Collective, kicks off with the Soul of Philanthropy Akron Awards on November 14th. That's all for now. Thank you for watching, and we hope you have a wonderful autumn season, because fall is proof that change can be beautiful. Have a great day.